We all knew she was a bad parent, but I don't think nobody really realized this was going on.
Charlene Bryant is the former sister-in-law to 34-year-old Kelli Bryant, now facing child abuse charges after investigators say they found 3 of her kids living alone in squalor for several years at this Pontiac townhouse on Lydia Lane. Charlene has not been in contact in years and has loads of questions now.
I just don't know how the family don't know when they were so close.
Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald charged Kelli Bryant with 3 counts of child abuse in the first degree, which could mean life in prison if convicted. All of this after police say they found 3 of Bryant's 4 kids, a 15-year-old boy and his 2 sisters, ages 12 and 13, living in horrific conditions.
Her daughters were hiding in a bathroom that was filled with feces, piles of trash, and completely non-functional, while her son was hiding in another room. Police were astonished to find anyone in the location because it appeared to be uninhabitable, with piles of garbage and refuse several feet high, including large amounts of human excrement.
The prosecutor says Bryant lived at the home with all 4 kids back in 2019, but later moved out, leaving 3 of her children abandoned while one of the kids went to live with their dad. Detectives say the landlord called police to the home, worried for Bryant's welfare after not getting a rent payment since last October. That's when the kids were found, shaken, scared, and covered in feces, according to the prosecutor.
Honestly, I thought the grandmother was taking care of the children.
That's the last you heard?
Yeah, that's the last. You went 4 or 5 years without seeing your grandchildren. There was no questions.
We stopped by the Pontiac home of Bryant's extended family, where the police eventually took the kids. We wanted to talk to the adults. Hi, how are you?
No, sir, no comment.
Is there anything you'd like to say, sir? No comment given there. We also searched Bryant's Facebook page, which was easy to find and not set to private. Her content shows her modeling various outfits for the camera.
She's going to claim she couldn't afford to take care of her kids, but you got your hair done, you got your nails done, you got new clothes on all your pictures. Come on now.
What do you think should happen at this point?
She needs to go to prison and never see her kids again. Them kids need to go to someone that's going to take care of them.
Put that in the shed.
This one?
Yeah. Put the other one in there. One. Which one is?
Can we get some of that fruit juice?
Yes.
You want both of them now?
I'm gonna grab one of these two.
One in your trunk?
Yeah, take that go for her.
All right, good people. I will
You want to split one of them?
Yeah.
I'll see you
Yeah, let's go. You have to drop the food in your
All right.
Good too. But you're not putting that on your feet. I don't know what that is.
That's sad, man, honestly.
Up until this point, many of us believed that the 3 children living in this home had no contact with anyone except for their mother for nearly 5 years. Well, today we learned that at least a handful of times they did call out to a neighbor. Was it just that one time?
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
A father himself, Jamar Johnson, tells me he felt the need to share that he heard the 3 kids abandoned in squalor in this Pontiac home. For 6 months, he has lived 2 doors down, and occasionally they yelled out their window to him.
It's, they say, hey, nice car. But, and I might wave back at them, but that's it. There's no way that I could have known that they were in a terrible situation.
Johnson says, how could he know that the room the children were calling from was stacked 4 feet high with mold, feces, and trash? He says he never saw them outside, but he saw their mother, 34-year-old Kelli Marie Bryant.
She would be outside for hours and hours with a friend.
Johnson says Bryant was always in a car with a friend. He never saw her go inside, and he wonders, who was that friend? Did they know who Bryant was hiding?
She's from here, she's from there. We don't know where she resides.
So many have been wondering where Bryant herself lived while her children sat in isolation. Court documents show 2 addresses. At one of them, I talked to a woman who confirmed Bryant was living here. Were you guys living together?
Yeah.
The house is about 6 minutes away from where Bryant's children were. The woman behind the door telling me that Bryant always told them the kids were with their dad, and Bryant actually played with other people's kids. The 3 children, ages 15, 13, and 12, are currently staying with their maternal grandpa. Over the phone, their paternal grandpa, Samuel White, tells me he and the kids' father have been trying to see the kids for years.
But it just hurt because it's not the fact that she had to take them through that. Why would she do that and that wasn't the situation?
White says that he personally asked Bryant to bring the kids around. The answer was always no, begging the final question, and perhaps the biggest question, why would she do this? How are you guys coping with that?
I mean, it's sickening because it was like we wasn't running from the situation. We always asked about them. They doing all right, but it's a lot of scar there. It's a lot of scars.
Bryant will be back in court March 4th for a probable cause conference in Pontiac.
First, I'd like to announce that we have authorized 3 charges of first-degree child abuse against Kelli Bryant, a 34-year-old resident of Pontiac. My office has already advised the court in the neglect proceedings that we will be asking to terminate the defendant's parental rights. In every case of child abuse, my office focuses first and foremost on the best interest of the child or children and on holding those responsible for abuse accountable. The 3 children in this case suffered unimaginable abuse and neglect over a long period of time. Thankfully, they've now been rescued from that, and our first priority has been and will continue to be their safety and well-being. I want to briefly address, though, why we're here. Since the first announcement over the weekend by the sheriff, this case has captured the attention of the people across our community, our county, our state, and even internationally, because people are rightfully concerned about the welfare of these children. And we're holding this press conference because, like all other decisions, we balance the interests of public safety, media attention and inquiries, and balancing everyone's right to a fair trial, which is why the events and facts that are disclosed here today are strictly confined to what's already been placed on the record in the swear to this morning in the 50th District Court. When their circumstances became public, including the photos of the home, although law enforcement did not identify the defendant, she was quickly identified on social media and also has been reported in other news media outlets, which is why we are naming her today. We have recently, luckily, been fortunate enough to, for the first time ever, hire our public information officer, Jeff Watchuk, who's in the back of the room. Many of you have already spoken to and will continue to, and we're lucky to have him. The children are currently staying with a relative. All 3 children received immediate medical attention at a local hospital, and they were interviewed by trained forensic interviewers at Care House. considering what they've experienced, they appear to be doing okay. Obviously, the trauma here is significant, and my office, including our victim services section, will make sure these children are supported during this process. Today, the charges are 3 counts of child abuse in the first degree. This is the most serious charge for child abuse, and if convicted, Ms. Bryant could face a sentence of up to life in prison. In the swear-to this morning, on the record, it was stated that in 2019, suspect Kelli Bryant was living at the home, which I'm not disclosing the address at this time, in Pontiac, Michigan, with her 4 children. At some point between 20 and 2021, the suspect moved out of her home, leaving 3 of her children abandoned in that location, while 1 of her children went to live with their father. On February 14th, 2025, police were called to the home by the landlord. Police learned that the landlord was concerned for the welfare of Ms. Bryant, who had not paid rent on the property since October of 2024. Police entered with the landlord and discovered her 3 children, ages 12, 13, and 15. Her daughters were hiding in a bathroom that was filled with feces, piles of trash, and completely non-functional, while her son was hiding in another room. Police were astonished to find anyone in the location because it appeared to be uninhabitable, with piles of garbage and refuse several feet high, including large amounts of human excrement. The children were afraid to come out of their hiding places and to speak with the police. Police had to repeatedly advise the children that they were there to help and they were safe. The children's bodies and clothing were covered in feces, and the girls had difficulty physically walking outside of the residence. In addition to the physical difficulty, they appeared to be and were immediately overstimulated upon leaving the residence. All 3 children were transported via ambulance to the hospital and showed signs of severe neglect. At the hospital, the children struggled with completing basic hygiene tasks like flushing a toilet and brushing their teeth because they had not done it in years. The children were forensically interviewed and described having virtually no physical contact with their mother, suspect Bryant, or the outside world in several years. The girls had not left the residence in several years, and her son had only left the home to go into the yard approximately 2 times, never venturing away from the house more than to check the mailbox. During his interview, her son stated that he would text their mother when their food supply was running low and she would have food delivered to the residence. The children shared that during the years they were concealed in the home, their suspect Bryant failed to provide toilet paper, soap, or shampoo. The defendant instructed the kids that they were not to answer the door or leave the house. All 3 children expressed fear about what their mother's response would be if they left the home. Defendant concealed the children from family and friends and lied about who was caring for the kids and their whereabouts. The defendant took the active steps of lying and concealing to make sure the children went undiscovered, and she took these actions knowing that her children would suffer serious physical and emotional harm as a result. Those are the statements made in the swear-to this morning. And again, these are allegations. I do want to point out and thank all the officers that were on scene that day. I personally viewed the videos and images and was struck at what a difficult situation it was, but in the face of that difficulty, offered compassion to these kids. I also want to thank Detective John Brush and Lieutenant Sam Marsban for their dedication in working this case. And of course, the assistant prosecutors involved, Chief of Administration Betsy Haig, Chief of our SVU Sarah Green, APA Lauren Benninger, Chief of the Juvenile Division Kelly Collins, and APA Kanika Ferenczi for their diligent efforts in this case. At present, we've not been presented with a request for criminal charges against any other individuals. That does not mean that won't happen in the future. I just can't speak to it at this point. Morally, there is plenty of responsibility to go around for how this was allowed to happen. However, these 3 kids were entrusted to the care of their mother, Kelli Bryant, and the evidence suggests that she effectively abandoned them to a revolting pit of refuse and squalor. There must be consequences for those actions. The defendant is presently in custody. The 3 children in this case were interviewed at Care House, and I want to emphasize how important Care House is to this community. These kids were interviewed in a safe environment by an experienced, trained forensic interviewer, and these interviews are important in all child abuse cases. They allow each child the chance to tell us their story without the influence of the abuser and without using leading questions that could taint their testimony. I can't emphasize enough how important Care House is. If you suspect a child is abused or neglected, you too can report this to CPS. The hotline is 855-444-3911. And I urge anyone who suspects that a child is being abused or neglected to report that using that number. We need to make sure that every child is safe and well cared for. And before I take questions, I just want to remind you that these charges, again, are only allegations, and the defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. Questions?
Not having been to the area, neighbors, anybody? I mean, I think what maybe people struggle with is how intimidated by their mother, yes, but how they could not even venture out of the home, or just nobody knowing that they were there. Or can you add context into, how that can happen?
I can only comment on what's been placed on the record. That's my ethical duty. But I will say that we see time and time again, victims of severe abuse of all ages make decisions that don't seem reasonable to us. And what we know is that's very common. And there's a multitude of reasons why they didn't leave the home.
Your Honor, and I did discuss it with my client.
Okay, all right.
I am, yes.
Okay, and have you read and reviewed that?
I did do that in the breakout room, Your Honor. Sorry, there's a lot of feedback, I think, from the jail screen. I think that's our problem right now.
Our problem is
but yes,
from the
I
jail
did review
screen.
it and I talked to her.
Okay, all right. So they're recommending release with conditions in this matter. So we're going to go from there. We have the PCC date. I'm going to have you speak to bond, and then I'll make my decision as to bond. And I'll also have prosecution speak to bond. Ms. Carragongo, you're asking the court to accept the recommendation as provided by pretrial services.
I am, Your Honor. MCR 6.106, if you go through those conditions, provide that a personal recognizance bond with any conditions should be provided unless Ms. Bryant fell under some of the very specified exceptions to a personal bond that are listed. The court can also provide a cash bond if the court finds that Ms. Bryant is either a risk to the community or a flight risk. This particular case is serious, and we're not denying that it's a very serious case. However, I don't believe that the facts and circumstances of the case give any indication that Ms. Bryant is a risk to the community at large. In addition to that, there is no indication that Ms. Bryant is a flight risk. She's a lifelong resident of the county. She was residing within the city limits of this community. She, was employed and she has ties to the community. In speaking to her, she also is asking that the court consider a tether, which could be part of a bond if the people had any concerns that she posed a flight risk. I do think, the recommendation from pretrial services is in line with the Michigan court rules, understanding that it is a very serious offense, but the court rules are what they are. And they do provide that Ms. Bryant should be released on a personal bond with conditions. So that's what I'm asking the court to do.
Ms. Green, would you like to address the court regarding bond in this matter?
Thank you, Your Honor. I did have the opportunity to look at the pretrial services report. I know, Your Honor, just where two facts yesterday, and that those are fresh in your memory.
Moment, please. I'm going to mute the jail. I'm going to mute the jail camera. And go ahead, Ms. Green.
Thank you. I did have the opportunity to review the pretrial services report. I know that Your Honor just listened to the swear to facts yesterday, and I'm sure that those are fresh in your memory. I am requesting in this case, I do agree with Ms. Kirandango regarding MCR 6.106 to the extent that you may not deny bond, but this court has the authority to put in place a high cash bond with conditions. And I believe that it appears that Ms. Bryant is not employed and that her resident status may be transient. So I consider her, and I think that the facts of this case portray her as a potential flight risk, and that there are 3 victims in this case that she should absolutely be prohibited from having contact with. So I'd ask that the court add a specific no contact provision as it relates to the 3 minor victims in this case. And if the court would like me to go on, I can.
No, what I found very suspicious in the report of pretrial services, there's 2 different addresses given to her. So I agree with you, Ms. Green, that one could opine that she's transient. She's from here, she's from there. We don't know where she resides. I do find her an acute risk and danger to the community and to any minor children under the age of 18, let alone the 3 minor children that she is a mother to. With that in mind, I agree with Ms. Kirandango. I cannot deny her bond. That is court, of course. My first knee-jerk reaction was to deny her bond. However, because I find her acute danger, I find her a continued danger to the children. My main concern is, I don't know who, if anyone, that the children have been given to. If it is a family member, I'm concerned that she still may have contact with the family member from the jail with instructions to continue to engage in the fear tactics to forbid the children from cooperating with authorities in their continued investigation in this matter. For that reason alone, I'm giving her a $250 million bond in this matter, cash only. The other aspects, should she post said bond, she is not to have any contact with these children by family members, third-party agents, or friends. So, Ms. Bryant, I want you to understand, any phone calls from the jail, should you're unable to post this bond, is recorded. Should the court find out that you are sending messages to engage in further fear tactics and intimidation of the children, your phone privileges will be removed. You're not to have, in fact, any contact should you post this bond with any children under the age of 18 in this matter. If you post this bond, you should be supervised by pretrial services, no alcohol or drugs, no weapons or firearms, and a GPS tether with a verified address, because I'm concerned pretrial services has indicated 2 different reported addresses for you. I don't believe anyone knows where you have been staying, madam. There's no consistent history. Anything further regarding the bond, Ms. Kirandango, Ms. Green?
Your Honor, just ever so briefly, they had no issues finding my client to arrest her. So I just want the record to be clear on that.
Ms. Green?
Your Honor, you have before you information that the defendant has been lying about her whereabouts, the whereabouts regarding what she was telling where the children were. So you have a lot on this record in terms of inconsistencies with her location and the information that she's given to put in place this high cash bond.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for your cooperation in this matter. Ms. Bryant, you are thanked and excused from the camera.
Screen, I think that
then, honestly.
Just gotta walk through the house and for a video. Just gotta walk through the house and for a video. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm here, y'all. Excuse me, sir. I'm here. I am here. This is what we going through. Excuse me. Stay with me. This is what we going through. This is the house that she kept them kids at, y'all. And I gotta clean it. Oh, God.
Did y'all want to take the stove and the refrigerator out? Or?
That stove and that refrigerator need to come out.
Well, y'all can take it out and y'all want us to take it out.
Where we gonna put it at once we take it out, sir?
Lay it right there, yeah.
Lay it right there?
Yeah. You know those scrappers.
Yeah, but I need somebody to walk me downstairs. You want to? Have you been down there yet?
No, I ain't been down. Come on.
Ooh-wee.
Hold on.
Come on, y'all going.
Give me my mat. Where is the mat set?
She should get her ass kicked.
Hey, where is my mat?
This is it, y'all.
I don't know.
We got a big crew with us today. Excuse me. Let me slide down here. Look at it. They was all down here. What you say, Uncle, a little bit? Yeah, you don't touch nothing if you ain't got no gloves on. All right, let me go up here. Ooh, Lord. Yeah, so you got to take that washer and that dryer out, okay? Or do you want him to just take out that stove and that fridge? You want me to take that stove and that fridge out right now? Yeah, my uncle will get that for you. We got to take that refrigerator and that stove off. We got to take it out. We got to put it to the curb. It ain't no more good. They shouldn't even try to replace. Ain't no cleaning that. You can't clean that, baby. You got to take that out. Ooh, Lord. Touch nothing if you ain't got no gloves on. All right, let me go up here. Ooh, Lord. Yeah, so you got to take that washer and that dryer out, okay? Or do you want him to just take out that stove and that fridge? You want me to take that stove and that fridge out right now? Yeah, my uncle will get that for you. We got to take that refrigerator and that stove off. We got to take it out. We got to put it to the curb. It ain't no more good. They shouldn't even try to replace. Ain't no cleaning that. You can't clean that, baby. You got to take that out. Ooh, Lord. We got plenty. Huh?
I'm not going to go down for some mat.
I'll go get you some. I'll get you some. Oh man, pull it from the bottom of my shoe. Please pull it from the bottom of my shoe, y'all. I think it's a nail. Oh, Lord. You see it? Is it off?
Yeah.
Y'all need some masks? Let me go get a box. You got some, Dave?
How you know Dave?
I know Dave. Dave, good people. Y'all picked it up, huh? We need that refrigerator and stuff taken out. But I'm gonna keep it honest with you. If everybody finna be standing around, they're gonna have to go outside. Cause I ain't come for that. My people ready to work, baby.
No.
They can't be standing around.
No, we're coming to work.
Okay. Not you. I know you ready. It's about everybody else.
What to do?
We gonna start out by taking that stove and that refrigerator out for sure.
Well,
ain't no replacements on that. Look at them. Look at my people ready. Go ahead. This is the house, y'all, that she kept them kids at. Low down, dirty bitch. Damn, that bitch low down for this. Coming and bringing them food and shit. Oh, Lord. Turn that gas off. That stuff should be already hooked out. Let me show y'all. That's all electric. Watch out, some might run out.
So what we should do?
Pull it out, bro. Pull it all. Yeah, pull it out. My people ain't come to play, baby. Pull it out. We on the time frame. Get that shit up out of here. Watch out, Dave. Gotta take it out. They taking that stove out, y'all. We taking the stove out. This bitch kept them kids here for 4 years. And they called the goat to come clean this motherfucker. That bitch ought to be ashamed. It's fucked up, ain't it? Lord Jesus. Ooh! Well, they had to pull a carpet up in here. I'm glad they opened up the windows. This refrigerator got to go too, so you might as well grab this. I can't make no phone calls, honey. I'm on live. Sorry, baby. I'm on live. Ooh-wee. Hey, Dave. What are you about to do? Okay. Okay. My people put that shit out. Get it a little bit. Pull that bitch right there in the front. That's it. It could just go right there. The refrigerator coming next. We can't clean that. Uh-huh. You want to take that refrigerator out, huh? You said if you get your leather gloves, they're in that bag. You good? You good. I got you. This nasty bitch. Look at this down here, y'all. You already know. They finna pick that up, too. Oh, they finna pick that up? It don't matter who pick it up. It got to get picked up, baby.
Oh, yeah.
What y'all want to do with the washer and the dryer? We throwing that out, too, or that's the people's?
I got to call him again and see what he's going to do with that.
Okay. I know that's right.
Yeah,
just call him, but tell him you ain't got to tell him nothing. I ain't moving that.
Yeah.
We good. Sorry, Dave. Look at my aunt, ready. They play. Ooh, Dave fell. Take the refrigerator out. This bitch ought to be ashamed of herself, y'all. Look at this. What's on? I don't know how to turn that water off, honey. Huh? It's running? Ooh, what's that? Oh, can somebody turn the water off, please? Can y'all turn the water off, please? The water from the refrigerator is going everywhere. I guess that's connected for the ice machine. So it's going everywhere, baby. We holding it down, but we need y'all to turn that off. He trying to figure it out, y'all. God damn. Whew. So I guess, they took the toilet out. Yes, Lord Jesus.
Is it off?
Oh, I can't do it. I can't breathe. Oh man, I can't breathe. No, that shit's so fucked up. I can't even breathe. Ooh-wee. Damn. Whew. Lord Jesus. That water still going up? Ooh. This shit's starting to get to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, this is where this nasty bitch kept these kids for 4 years. Ooh-wee, Lord. I'm happy that they pulled out that carpet. They really thought we was gonna scrub this nasty ass refrigerator. That's crazy. It's crazy as fuck. Oh Lord. Oh, that water still flooding? Yeah, that's a little extra. What'd you say a little bit? Look at the countertops. Once all this get out, they even got to pull that floor up. Look at the refrigerator. Oh, we Lord Jesus. It is ridiculous. But you're going to have to get it a little bit. Pull it out. Is that water still coming out? No, I think we good, Oh, God. You're going to have to probably need somebody up over there with you in an orange. You need help, baby. Everything got to get thrown away. You ain't never lied. Everything. They trying to have somebody clean that. We can't clean that. It's over. Get it up. Get that shit up out of here. Oh. What? You said we can't throw the refrigerator out yet? Okay, we gonna get it, baby. Don't worry about it. Everything gonna be, trust me. They called the right cleaning service when they called me. Yeah. Hey, look, I'm gonna keep it honest with you. We can't clean that. We gonna get that shit up out of here. Come on, pull that out. We ain't listening to nothing what he talking about. Taking the food out. Everything going out. Everything going out. Yes, I am, honey. My TikTok gonna go crazy. Well, you finna be on it. What's your name? So I'm North's Cleaning Services. I had it for like 7 years. So I for sure get it in. But you on my live right now. Oh, hi guys. I got my uncle there. They keep saying, watch this, watch this. We throwing this shit away. All that shit gotta get thrown away. Man, what? I'm not scared. I said y'all gotta get it all out before I put my touch on there. I'm not doing it. Talking about we finna scrub. This with some SOS pass. Who about to? Y'all better throw that shit away. It was shit, girl. Girl, you should see the bathtub. Every time I go in the bathtub, I gotta hurry up and run out. I'm puking. But they called the right cleaning service. I'm finna transform it, but they. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. I mean, you can stay here as long as you want. Right. Pull that bitch out, They want everything to stay. We gonna pull it out. We ain't scrubbing no refrigerators. We ain't scrubbing this stove. This stove got feces on it and everything, y'all. But yes, it's North Cleaning Services. Holla at me. North, North. Where you want us to follow you at? Facebook, Key Love. All right, you guys have a good day. Thank you. Push it up. They're a little caught, y'all. Y'all. They call it the right cleaning service, lady, on this one. Because everything gotta go. Is there some more gloves in the car? Right, set it on fire. You ain't never lied, girl. The whole damn thing. The whole damn thing. Y'all so funny in the comments. Right. Every bed bug bomb at Home Depot, you ain't never lied. Y'all gotta take them things off. Y'all gotta take the door off too. God dang, man. Marco talking about there ain't no bodies in there. Sit your Stop playing with these people. Stop playing with them. Yeah, you're gonna have to take that nail out. That door gotta come off the hinges. Right. Shit, I need about 5,000. Hey, I'm with it, y'all. I'm with it. Wait till I transform it, though. I'm finna get in there. As long as they get this nasty ass shit out, I'm finna get in there, y'all, and I'm finna try to make it shine like new money. Watch me. But I can't work up under these circumstances. They wanted to keep the stove, the refrigerator. I said, hell no. I ain't keeping that. You got to lift it up and pull it out a little bit. Yeah, that's why he said to take the food out. That's probably why it's a little bit more too heavy. Shit, they say that she was only feeding them once a week. So I know it ain't a lot of food like that. Hey, my people say get that shit out. Y'all struggling too much. This is what they got to do, y'all. Let's go. I can go in. Look, y'all. So what y'all doing, Tell the people. They trying to knock that door off, y'all. Go ahead, baby. No, you good. Go ahead. You going outside? Excuse me, sir. I got to get through here, baby. I got to get through, honey. Let me go on and get through. My people on it. Oh, okay. So the refrigerator got food in it. Look, it's coming out. Excuse me. Let me get through. Ooh, Lord Jesus. Oh, it's connected. That's why you, it stinks so bad. That's why you said what you said to take that food out. I'm saying take that food out. We got to take that food out. You got some more contractor bags? I got a whole lot in the trunk, baby. You can take that food out. Yeah, okay, listen. I'm going to keep it honest with you. That bathroom, baby, I feel like that tub got to come out. That tub got to come out. Look at this shit, y'all. That tub got to come out. You got to take that shit out. No. So you just want to just clean it? Yeah. All right. Yeah, you know what? You get that toilet out, though.
I did worse than this.
For real?
Worse than this.
So you don't think that tub needs to come out? Okay. 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 Okay.
And then the walls, I'm gonna try to get the see all that shit.
Man, that shit need to get painted. Shit gotta get painted. Flat out. Y'all got a screwdriver? A Phillips?
Hey, Dave, look in the front and the middle and get my Phillips screwdriver. All right.
Oh, he got it.
Okay, Dave. You come here, Dave. Oh, okay. Put the bag there. That's just Smith. Yeah. Okay, first we gotta look this up.
And take all that food out.
Yeah. So we gotta look up from that way. This is the front, right? Wait, hold on.
If y'all want to, go grab that big box of cleaning stuff that I got. I see it.
No, Dave, what you doing? You gotta go on that end. You gotta push it on this way.
Exactly.
What are you trying to do?
You gotta tell Dave. You gotta tell him. You gotta tell him.
We're picking it up? Yeah, you're gonna come up with it. We gotta go up. That's the wrong way? Oh, that's the wrong way?
That's the wrong way, y'all. But he ain't know that, though.
Yeah. Let's go over here some more. Look here. Come here. We got it underneath. Yeah. Go back some more. Yeah. No more.
They trying to take the door off now.
Come here right quick. Pick this up. Set it up. Down here. Hold up, woman. Okay, yourself. Make it count. We got 4 people. I got the door. Wait, come here. I'm gonna tilt it. Hold up. Let me tilt it a little bit.
Gotta tilt it up.
Put that bag over here.
They're trying to get all the food out.
Hold up. Hold up. Hurt yourself, bro. Here. But it's sticking in there. Stick it in there. Get it out. Right in there. See? Listen to me, bro. Okay. There you go. Watch your hand. Watch your hand, bro. Watch your hand, bro. Yeah, watch your hand. Yeah, get it like that. Now, wait. You want to do it at the same time. You can't get it, bro. Go down. Go down. Don't hold the shit so don't come out.
I can't pick up the screwdriver now.
We just put enough. Wait. Oh.
Can you get on? Can you get on underneath?
You can't get up underneath that screwdriver? No. I'm gonna break it a little bit. Return it. You ready? Yeah. Come on. These windows up a little bit. William, come here. There's body in there. William. Come here, William.
They calling you, Willem.
It's up and down. It's up and down.
Please. Oh, okay.
One. Get this door on. Put the time in there. That shit that bad, boy.
They can't get that refrigerator out.
Yes, we is.
Not right now. All that food. Oh my God, I just almost puked. Ugh, Lord Jesus. Y'all, I gotta just take a break though. I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be a process. I see me being here all day. Because they got to get all this other big shit out. Once they get that out, I can start cleaning. But they didn't ripped up the carpet. Some of the tile needs to get ripped up. It's bad. Damn. My uncle is trying to take the door off to get the refrigerator out. That shit stinks so bad. I can't go back in. I don't see how it's all that food in there. And they said that she wasn't doing shit for real. Electric drill? Can y'all take the doors off the refrigerator or no? Oh, they got to finish taking it out. They trying to just take the door off now. They going to get it off though, y'all. Trust me. If y'all want me to go grab a drill real quick, I'll go grab it. It's right down the street. Hey, electric drill. Damn, I would have bought the drill kit. I didn't even know I needed it. I just thought I bought my cleaning stuff. Watch out. Oh, you got to hold that for him?
Yeah. Hey, get the old. Yeah. Open that back door right there. There's the room up right there.
Where, back there?
Open it. Hey.
I'll do it, but I'm good. I don't want to go back in there right now.
Open the room up right there.
Open up that door over there. What'd you say, baby? Thank you. Girl, they thought that somebody was going to keep that stove. I said, pull it out. You on my live. You got to throw it all out. I said, it's feces and everything on this. Yeah, you got to do all that. Huh? You got to gut the whole place. It's to the point to where in my mind, I'm thinking of how I'm supposed to be cleaning the floor. I don't think it's possible. Like in my head though, I'm like, wait a minute. I want the floor to shine, but huh? It's so much thick dirt, and then like the wall, it's like they was just splashing food on that motherfucker. They was in there playing. They was living like kids was supposed to live like. Them kids weren't slow. They weren't slow. Yeah. Oh, you say right there, they weren't slow. Uh-huh. She said them kids weren't slow. Yeah. They didn't. They did. It was big enough for them to do whatever, but God, uh-huh. Look at that stove. They thought somebody was gonna clean.
He wanted you to clean the stove?
Yeah. The other man was like, I want you to clean the stove and try to clean the refrigerator. I said, what you just say? I said, I said, that shit gotta come out. And I wouldn't even, look at, ooh, y'all, hold on, I'm missing it. He took the dough off, y'all. My uncle for no games, y'all. The dough is off. Get it up. Get that motherfucker. Get that motherfucker. You're right. Type shit. Pull it out. Pull it out. She the neighbor. She said them kids weren't slow. She got her blessed oil, y'all, she said. She said, well, she getting out the car, y'all. Right. I don't even want to touch the dough. Right. The dough off. Ain't no more dough. Right.
You're going to get it clean. It's the way, if you're a good cleaner, it's the way you get it clean.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
But tell them that's a $3,000 job.
5.
Okay. 10 at that.
Right.
It had me on the news the other day.
Huh?
It had me on the news the other day. I just be riding by friends.
Right, you got to. If I would have known that, I would have been kicked that motherfucker down. Yes. Right. You ain't testifying. Right. You don't know nothing. I get it. So now they taking the refrigerator. Okay, baby. They taking the refrigerator doors down. It is a $10,000 job, Alyssa. You right, baby. You right, baby. Take that bitch off. Yeah. Up. There we go. That girl said take them doors off. I see y'all listening, huh? Whew. I'm ready to get some bleach smelling up in here. Get it, huh? That bitch off. That's how you gotta do it. Ooh, y'all, I gotta run. It's that smell, y'all. I'm sorry. Here comes somebody. Yeah, take it off. Take it off. We go to the refrigerator door. My people got it off. Take that shit off. Look at these white folks right here. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm okay, baby. Look, Alyssa say you need my help, period, Alyssa. We ain't playing. Look, my uncle, he hammering the doors off. My uncle ain't playing. So low down, dirty bitch. Damn, I'm irritated. Y'all see all them bugs and stuff in there? Okay, little man. Ooh. I'm going back, y'all. I just got to take a walk real quick. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. They pulling the refrigerator out, y'all. Lord Jesus. After this refrigerator come out, I gotta go in, y'all. I'm gonna try to go live when I go in so y'all can see me prepping to clean. Sorry for all the cuss words. Whoever's watching, I'm so sorry. This is just a mess. This is crazy. My emotion is getting to me. I will state that once this refrigerator come out, I'm going to see what else got to come out, and then I'm getting to it. But it's a lot of stuff, I'm going to keep it honest, that we cannot clean. We're going to try our best to try to clean it. But this half of this shit, like y'all see all them bugs and stuff in there, like half of this shit is really nasty as hell. Shit, it can't come clean. Thank y'all for watching. Part 2 for the cleanup is coming in a minute. Well, shit, soon. I got so much cleaning supplies. I know I can say what I want, but it's just still, I never know who's really watching. This is crazy. No, don't throw it down the stairs, y'all. Don't be that rude. Just pull it on down, y'all. This is a refrigerator, y'all. It's my uncle. He getting that motherfucker out. Oh, man. That's crazy work. Look at it. Slide it, slide it, slide it. Slide it, slide it, slide it. God dang, look at all of that right there.
Watch out. Coming to you.
Oh. No, I'm just a cleanup person. It's out. See the window sills? All right, y'all. Let me go and put my gear on. I'm gonna have to watch out with that mop and stuff. Go over there, Dave.
Gotta bring that up.
I gotta end my live, y'all. I gotta get to work. We got most of the stuff out. The rest of it, we just the garage downstairs. Yeah, the garage. This is what I came up with, you guys. We scrubbed till we couldn't scrub no more, even these stairs. We was scrubbing till we couldn't no more. The floor for sure has to get lifted up, guys, so don't mind the floor. North's cleaning service most definitely need the book. Walls got done. Y'all see I put the candles in here. So the floor has to come up, so don't mind the floor. But we got the walls and stuff for sure. Kitchen. Okay.
Yeah, right there. You kind of need wet. Need wet, right?
Everything in this room right here, all the walls is done. The bathroom.
So stand by and I'll get somebody to hit you with. Who's covering the roof? Jay? You fixing? So we're gonna have to send him in this boat?
They're now on their own. On this small.
So stand by and I'll get somebody to hit you with. Who's
The floor, don't mind the floor, y'all, because they got to do new carpet. They running that shit up. I done cussed again. And we can't do nothing about that. All the walls down here is done. Woo. The garage is even done. We just straighten that up. Oh, there's a light in here. Exactly. A lot of stuff need to be replaced. You ain't never lied. All up in here. All that shit needs to be replaced. Like all this right here, y'all, we pulled the carpet up. All that carpet had to get pulled up, all the way up. But I did sweep it, girl, good. Books, North Cleaning Services, you guys, they still scrubbing. I still got them scrubbing, y'all. Book, North Cleaning Services is going down. This is why we did it. I'm going home to my kids. Yeah, it was, honey. Just go on and get it up, baby. We good. Y'all got about another 10 minutes in here. We are done. We are done. The floor, don't man the floor, y'all, because they got to do new carpet. They running that shit up. I done cussed again. This is my aftermath. Y'all, I done put candles in these people's house and everything. Yes, Lord. Yeah. That was that bathroom. I'm still scared of going in there. They got to get a new toilet, all that. All that. Look at the floor still, though, y'all. We can't do nothing.
No, right here.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, right here. There you go.
Bye.
One of the first questions is that we've heard from a lot of people is where was the dad during this? So to back up a little bit, the father had been incarcerated for a period of time and had no contact with the kids. When he came out, he sought the opportunity to reunite with the kids and actually filed some legal papers in court to try to get visitation and those kinds of things. A consent agreement was arrived at in 2022, but the mother still would not allow him to see the kids. So that's what we've learned so far, at least preliminarily. We're going to go back and double check all these timelines and that kind of information. So he, in essence, had lost contact with the kids. And that's where that stood. So we've had questions about that. The other questions that we've had was who were the other people potentially dropping food at the house other than the mother? So far, again, the investigation is pretty layered and complex given that it's going over years. But it appears that those are companies like an Instacart or a DoorDash, things like that. So so far, none of the people that were coming to the house had any awareness that there were kids inside or the situation in which they were delivering to. Obviously, the question was somebody dropping food off knowing there's kids there? No information at this point leads us to believe that. The kids were forensically interviewed with our partners at Care House. They've already been seen once at McLaren. We intend to have them at a much more detailed, both physical and mental health kind of checkup, if you will. That will happen hopefully this week. When our detectives saw them at their interview at Care House, they were already making amazing progress, having had some tender love, having had some supportive care, having been put in new clothing and some basic hygiene. The one detective said that the little girl was talking quite a bit. So that's super exciting to see that happening. And as it relates to being in the house, the only one of the three that ever came out was the young boy, and he came out twice. Once because he wanted to feel the grass, which by itself is heartbreaking, and a second time to check the mail. So you wouldn't do this to an animal, let alone your child. So, just to hear that he came out to touch the grass is just crushing, soul crushing on so many levels. As it relates to the house, we have obviously released pictures. I'll get my technical expert up. You've already seen some of these pictures. I rolled that little mouse, but it didn't want to cooperate. So inside of the home, as I had mentioned with these pictures, trash was piled, in some places 3 and 4 foot high. Everything was covered with feces and trash. The toilet had become non-functional, and the bathtub was filled with feces. That's the kind of situation these poor kids had been living in for years. not just hours or days, for years. And so when you have the complete lack of hygiene, a complete breakdown of basic living conditions that they were subjected to. And to get a little deeper into that, detectives have narrowed down the initial abandonment they believe to be somewhere in the spring to summer of 2020. Obviously, COVID played a little part in the disconnect potentially with schools and school communications. In 2020, the mother dropped off some trash bags, gloves, and Febreze, and that was about the last thing related to hygiene. 2020, in the height of COVID. Okay. Towards the end, the children apparently were getting a loaf of bread dropped off that was intended to last 3 to 4 days. So, I mean, obviously, on so many levels, the conditions are horrendous and the situation terrible. So, what we're trying to do in the meantime, and as it relates specifically to the case, the preliminary report has been turned over to the prosecutor. We're adding some more stuff for them. They're in the process of determination. When I heard about this, I called her on the weekend and let it know it was coming, and she has her staff queued up, and they're in that process. As it relates to the kids, the first thing we wanted to do is obviously get them safe and to get them clean and get them in clothes. And I will say we have one of the most generous communities, I think, in the world. We put on there that we needed clothing, and this is just a tiny sample of what we've received. At the office of another office of ours, we have bags and bags. So we don't need any more clothing. We greatly appreciate it. The family and the kids greatly appreciate it. And so we're kind of pivoting now to financial support, and we have put up a link, if you will, to the charity mission Oakland, and 100% of it will go to the kids. Unlike some of the traditional fundraising methodologies you see out there, they take a percentage, 100% of this will go to the kids. What I am asking is, again, our generous viewers and listeners out there and readers, we're looking for a law firm that would set up a trust fund so that we can take 100% of what we receive in donations for these kids and put it in a trust that can be administered, that can take care of maybe their medical bills, mental health visits, and if there's any overage, maybe set some money aside for their future education. This is going to be a long-term situation, and so we'd like to be able to kind of hand the baton to a trust fund that will manage it in a way that makes sure it's just the kids. Not suggesting anybody else would do anything with it, but we're looking for a mechanism where we can hand this off. So if there's a firm out there that would like to set up a trust fund for these kids, then we'll deposit any receipts that we have in a very short period of time. I think we've already got the $15,000 to $20,000 in on our donations. So we're going to, obviously have some real dollars to be able to give these kids, but that won't make up for the 3-4 years that they've been subjected to these conditions. I've said this more than once, but you see those videos of animals in just terrible conditions on commercials, and it pulls at your heartstrings. Imagine maybe by 10 living in what we showed you, and then play it out over years, not days or weeks. So it's hard to wrap your head around this one. So there's gonna be a lot of long-term, I think, mental health and educational needs and things that we want to try to help with the family to get to that point. The other thing I'd like to mention, the family is asking, apparently, some of the folks that are now involved with the kids that didn't know, that's another question we've asked, they didn't know what was going on with the kids. They'd been told by her that somebody else was babysitting the children or other kinds of things. So they were unaware what was happening so far, according to our investigation. But what they're asking is they feel like they're being hounded by media outlets. So they'd like to get some privacy for their kids and the grandkids and the aunts, and those folks want just a little bit of a safe bubble, if you would. So they asked that, which of course we're going to do. Now, on another front, all of us are asking, how the heck did this happen? How did we lose 3 kids? How did they fall through the system? The community, the relatives, the schools, how did no one know? And the easiest answer we could come up with, and I put on my old legislative hat, and thank heavens we've got a person on our staff that also had worked in the legislature, and we examined the school code. And there's some gaps that we think in part allowed this to happen. And so what we're going to suggest is there needs to be some changes in state law. Right now, basically, there is no specific duty required that is triggered by certain actions. So what I mean by that is a school district, in this case, received a request for records from another school in Pontiac, but no verification the children ever moved to that school. And so at some point, when they didn't show up, they were just dropped off the enrollment of the school that sent the transcripts. So no one knew that they were nowhere. And so what we're proposing, and we're already communicating to a potential bill sponsor is some amendments to the school code that will close that communication gap so that before a child is unenrolled, they have to obtain written confirmation that child's someplace else. That doesn't happen now. And that's what happened here, it appears. It's still, again, being investigated because we're going back years and trying to check records, but it looks like based on that request for records, neither of them knew where that child was and presumed, I guess, that the other one had the children. So the other thing, this is the specific language, but it goes into basically filling that gap, closing that hole so that if a child doesn't show up at a school for a period of time, then it triggers a follow-up where they have to communicate with either a truancy officer or law enforcement to begin an examination of what happened to these kids. Where are they? You know, it's unbelievable to think that we've got 3 kids that fell off everybody's map for years. So that goes to the second part, as I said, within 20 days, the sending school that sent those records has to notify the truancy officer if they have not received written confirmation that that child is someplace else safe. So it shortens the window. First trigger is 10 days, second trigger is 20 days. And obviously this can be worked on, amended, or changed by the legislature. We're just suggesting there's gotta be some accountability measures so we don't have kids fall through the cracks in such a horrific way. And that is the direct donation link to the children and their needs. So that's kind of the basics of where we are. As I said, we're gonna have some follow-up investigative things we're gonna be doing. We're gonna check much more deeply the children's physical and mental well-being. Obviously, we're going to need to get an educational assessment on where they are. Without any education for a period of years, you know, you hear how many kids across this country fell way behind from 1 year of COVID. Imagine where these kids are. And so, you know, we don't have a clue. Where are they educationally in terms of acuity and also mental health and all the developmental things that happen in those critical years? You know, we don't know. And they're going to have needs with that. So it's a big undertaking, a big process, and one of the most tragic long-term abuse situations I've ever seen. I've been in this a long time. So that's kind of where we sit. Questions?
What did mom say or do to make her children so scared of leaving the house for years?
They were just scared. I don't know that she said anything particular that she's admitted to us, but they were afraid to leave. I know that much.
What's the latest with mom? I know the prosecutor's looking at this, but where is she? What's going on?
In custody with us.
Is she cooperating?
Yeah, I mean, she's talking to us, but we've got some follow-up secondary things that we want to ask her based on more information that's come to our attention since this originally, surprisingly, came to our attention when we were thinking we were going to check on her welfare and found 3 kids.
Any idea on the state of her mental health?
I have no information or background that she's got any mental health challenges, but obviously that will be all part of the case.
And she for everyone who's stepped up to make donations, whether it's been financial or all these supplies that have come in.
A heartfelt warm thank you to everybody that has stepped up. I mean, as I said, in very short order, we got a ton of clothing, so much we had to say, okay, we got enough of that. Let's pivot to other ways we can help, and people have jumped in on that. I honestly think we have one of the most generous communities in the world, and I've seen it time and time again. You know, I mean, this goes back more than 20 years when I went to Ground Zero after 9/11. And so many police and fire families were decimated. And at that time, there was no mechanism. They immediately had their livelihood cut off, and these families had no income whatsoever. And so I started raising money in this area for the New York firefighters and police officers. And we raised hundreds of thousands of dollars in very short order and gave it to those families before they got any assistance from anyone else. That's this community. That's the heart and soul of this community. So, you know, I just say thank you.
What about the landlord? Usually when you're renting, the landlord or somebody will come in and do a maintenance check. What are they saying?
Well, the landlord's the one that actually called in a welfare check. You know, he said he hadn't heard from who he thought was the tenant for a period of time, and she hadn't paid her rent since October. So, I mean, typically a landlord would respond if there's complaints about something not working, but he was unaware of any of this. He actually sent us there to check on what he thought was his tenant, and that's when we found the kids.
And what's going to happen to that apartment or that townhouse right now? I mean, is it dangerous for the people that are, you know, next door? It's a kind of compact area.
Yeah, that will probably be up to the health department and other folks that will have to make a determination of how they move that forward. I mean, when we processed that scene for evidentiary value, our folks were wearing hazmat suits. I mean, on every level, it's a biohazard.
How about any debriefing for the officers who found that?
they go through any kind of debriefing, it's got to be kind of hard for them.
That's horrific. I mean, again, I've been in this business a long time. The worst thing for our folks, our men and women on the front lines, is when they have an issue with kids, because most of them, bring that home in a way that connect. They look at their kid and they see the other kid in this situation, and they just begin to, personalize it, and it tears them up. So thankfully, we've got a great peer-to-peer program, and that was initiated immediately once we learned what the situation was, to both debrief them and make sure that they have some opportunity to process what they were involved in and how to, in a healthy way, move forward. After you see some of the terrible things we see in our world, homicides and abuse, you'll never unsee it, but you have to find a healthy way to process it and then take another step forward and go back out and continue to do your job.
Were comfort dogs like Kelli brought into the kids at the hospital and things, and how did that go?
Yes, I think 2 came right away, and that's been, here Kelli sits in this corner. Our comfort dogs have been involved in so many tragedies. When I started this program, I thought, well, this will be helpful here and there. It's almost a daily thing. It is daily if you consider how it helps our people. But, think where these dogs have been. They've been to Oxford. They've been to the splash pad scene. They've been to suicides. They've been to, one thing after another. And I think they make an amazing difference.
Do you have any information at all as to why this mom would do this for years to her children?
Not at this point. They're going to, again, try to ask her some more questions. That's all part of the investigation, how or why. I don't think there's never going to be an answer any of us can understand or accept on the why. How do you? Anybody that's a parent looks at their kids and thinks, what a blessing, what a gift. And to allow this to happen, I don't think anyone, whether you have kids or not, will ever wrap your head around. But, maybe we can get some insight what she was thinking, but it will never satisfy any of us.
Do we know where she was living while they were living there?
Elsewhere in Pontiac.
Like a friend's house? Was it a family member?
Who was she living with?
Yeah.
I probably won't get into that at this point.
It seems just kind of elaborate that she'd go to all these lengths trying to hide it from her family and all this. What stands out about this to you, Sheriff?
Yeah, the complexity of it, the length of it, on so many levels, it's just hard, again, to wrap your head around. If you don't want to be a parent, then there's mechanisms in place. There's methodologies to either give your child up for adoption or to other family members. There's never an excuse to abuse your child or abandon your kids. There just isn't. There's so many people that are just wanting a child in their life out there. And I know there's, a lot of kids that haven't been adopted, but anything's better than this. If that's not in your wheelhouse to be a parent, then, let someone else have a chance at that role.
Thank
you. In the interactions with the children the last couple of days, does it seem like the children knew that they were being abused, or did they have any idea of reality outside of the house?
Yeah, I think that was their reality. They had no adult contact, and especially when you back up the ages, they're pretty young, and mom tells you to do something when you're, 11, 8, whatever the ages were when this all started. You're probably think, well, I guess maybe this is what happens, or this is normal. This is not normal. But, they had no benchmark. They had nothing to compare it against.
With the TV on, all that sort of stuff that they have.
Yes. Yep. But as I said, the toilet and the bathtub were non-functional.
I think that's it.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.